The Kyrie Irving trade shocked the NBA world as two former Eastern Conference finalist teams swapped star players, with Kyrie Irving going to the Celtics and Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Ante Zizic, and the Brooklyn Nets first-round pick going to the Cavaliers. There was a lot of speculation going on around about who won the trade, and if I remember correctly, a lot of people were saying that the Cavs won the deal and the Celtics gave up way too much for someone who wasn't even that much of an upgrade from Isaiah Thomas. In this video, I'm going to go in depth why the Celtics are going to dethrone LeBron and the Cavs this season and go to the NBA Finals. If you guys like videos like this, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as we are on the road to 100 subscribers. And if you guys have any cool video ideas, make sure you leave them in the comments sections down below, or follow me on Twitter and message me on Twitter. And if you're lucky, you might get a shout out in a video. Without further ado, boys, let's get into this. So basically every year, everyone writes off every team in the Eastern Conference that doesn't have LeBron James on their team. And honestly, guys, how could you blame them? LeBron James has been to a ridiculous 7 straight NBA Finals and seems to do it with complete ease every single year. There really hasn't been a huge threat to LeBron since the Indiana Pacers back in 2014, so it's completely fair to assume LeBron will cakewalk through the Eastern Conference like he seems to do every single year. However, with the decision to trade Kyrie Irving to the Boston Celtics, it seems as if the Cavs themselves have woken up the sleeping giant Celtics and could prove to be a very regrettable decision in the end. As of today, the Boston Celtics currently boast the East's best record at 34-10, while the Cavs are in the midst of a 3-8 stretch and have fallen down to 3rd in the East. The Celtics also have the best defensive rating in the league and are just fueled with young talent and so many assets. The Celtics could also have another top 5 pick this year if the Lakers pick ends up in the 2 through 5 range. But again, we're not talking about next year though, because the Celtics, even without Gordon Hayward, have the best chance to knock off the Cavaliers since the Pacers took him to 7 games in 2013. I'm going to name 4 reasons why I believe the Celtics are going to beat the Cavs in this video, so let's get right into them. The first reason why is matchups. The Celtics have a perfect roster for the current NBA, with switchable defensive players and 3-point snipers everywhere. The starting lineup for the Celtics could cause a lot of problems for the Cavs, as they could put Al Horford at the 5, Jason Tatum at the 4, Jaylen Brown at the 3, Marcus Smart at the 2, and Kyrie Irving at the 1. This is what makes the Celtics so dangerous, as they can almost switch every screen with this lineup while also having 5 guys that can consistently score on offense. They already have a clutch bucket getter in Kyrie Irving, and guys like Tatum and Smart who can create their own shot. If the Celtics can consistently score, they will have no problem with the Cavs, as their stingy defense will cause a lot of problems for the Cavaliers. That brings us into our second reason, which is the Cavs defense. The Cavs, yes, the LeBron James-led Cavs boast the 29th best defensive rating in basketball, trailing only the Sacramento Kings, whose best player this year is Zach freaking Randolph. And it probably isn't going to be much better now that Isaiah Thomas is back in the starting lineup, due to the fact he was statistically the worst defender in the league last year. And is Kevin Love going to offer any rim protection at the center? I think we all know the answer to that one. Kyrie and Jaylen Brown are just going to feast at the rim against the Cavs, and I cannot wait to see a Kyrie Al Horford pick and roll against Isaiah Thomas and Kevin Love. Now again, the Celtics are not the best scoring team, as they currently have the 14th best offense in the NBA. But when you are playing a team possibly 7 times in a row, I feel like you're going to start to figure out how to score on them, and the Celtics definitely have the players to do that. Now you can make the same exact argument that the Cavs are going to figure out how to defend them, and while that is true, if you look at both teams, the Celtics have an abundance of two-way players, while the Cavs only have around 3 or 4 in LeBron James, Jay Crowder, J.R. Smith, and if you count Jeff Green, Jeff Green. The Cavs just don't have the defense to stick with this young Celtics squad, and they will definitely show through in this series. The third reason why I believe the Celtics would beat the Cavaliers is head coaching. I don't think it's necessarily a fair thing to say that Tyronn Lue is a bad coach. He has won the NBA Finals. But after watching the amount of isolation possessions between Kyrie Irving and LeBron in the finals last year, I started to think a little less of Ty Lue. The offense became very stagnant in the 4th quarter because the Warriors knew they would only have to key in on 2 players, and unless he drastically changes the offense, I doubt they're going to get huge buckets without Kyrie Irving. Brad Stevens, on the other hand, has helped make rosters that aren't great overachieve. He brought 2 Baylor teams, which were a 5 seed and an 8 seed, to the NBA Finals, and the Celtics somehow made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year and the 1st seed with a roster that wasn't even that great. That's the advantage. Brad Stevens, plain and simple, is a better coach than Tyronn Lue, and late in the game when you need your coach to drop a set, I think everyone would take Brad Stevens 10 out of 10 times. The fourth and final reason the Celtics would beat the Cavs is the environment surrounding the organization. I feel like the Cavs always have a dark cloud around their organization for some reason. They've had so much drama as they've had a general manager change, they traded their second best player, they have an enormous amount of noise coming out of that organization with players not being happy, and LeBron James' free agency coming up. It's almost like a soap opera, I swear. The Boston Celtics, however, had the Kyrie Irving trade and the Gordon Hayward injury. Two things that seem to give this year's squad without Hayward some extra motivation and life. Now again, I'm not saying that the Cavs drama will seriously hurt their chances going to the 4th straight finals because they have dealt with drama every single year. All I'm saying is that there seems to be an enormous amount of pressure on everyone in that organization right now, and that is not something you want when you are trying to get back to the finals. While the Celtics, on the other hand, seem to have no pressure on them and are one of the best run organizations in the league. The environment surrounding these organizations, I feel like, will definitely benefit the Celtics. Those are 4 reasons why the Boston Celtics will beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. If you liked the video, make sure you drop a like. If you are new, subscribe, comment some video ideas down below. And this is We Get Buckets. I will see you guys in the next one.